everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Chase for the Checkers. I am your host, Matty NASCAR, and this week we're going to just jump right into it. We're not going to talk about last week and how the streak is over. Did not get a checkered flag, but that's okay. We still did pretty well, made profit. We had the Daniel Suarez top 10 and him over Ross Chastain. We had Alex Bowman top 10. We had Chris Buescher top Ford. So still a pretty good week, but I won't spend too much time on that. I want to talk about Watkins Glen. Second road course of the year. I know a lot of us are probably thinking, let's just bet SVG and move on with it. But I really think this race could be interesting. I think that obviously SVG did not win the first race we went to, or the first road course that we went to at COTA. He hasn't won at COTA, so take that with a grain of salt. But the lack of speed that Trackhouse has had makes me really worried, because if you remember at COTA, a lot of what SVG said the reason he couldn't catch Reddick was because he just didn't have the car. I think a lot of that was just pure skill on SVG, and if it was anybody else in there, like a mediocre kind of road course racer, how bad would he have been in that car? So I think there's a lot of questions that can be that are going to be asked this week. Is Reddick going to bring back a super fast car? Is any of the Hendrick guys, 3 of the 4, have won here before? Are any of them going to be a contender? Chris Buescher, of course, has won here before. One of those JGR guys, Christopher Bell, has a road course win. Chase Briscoe has been very fast here. He's done well on road courses. So there's a lot of guys out there, and I think this is going to be a race to really answer, like I said, I'll answer a lot of questions about the road course, the road courses going forward for the rest of the year. So I'm excited to watch it, to be honest. I'm not a huge road course guy, but Watkins Glen's just a classic, and I hope we have good weather for it. There is, I think, some rain this weekend, but hopefully it's just Saturday. But yeah, let's jump into it. I don't have a ton, just because, there's not a whole lot of road course ringers, road course guys out there. Like I said, they're other than the people that I said. But I'm going to honestly say I don't think all of those guys that I brought up have a chance to win. And then for top 10s, there's just nobody that really popped out to me as far as like a lot of them. Now, I've got some guys that I'm excited to show you or to share with you that I'm pretty confident in, but there wasn't a whole bunch of them. So, anyways, let's jump into some winners first. I know, shock, I'm going to start with the winners, but let's get the obvious guy out of the way. I did take SVG at plus 130. You have to, pick a stat at the road courses. He's first in it. It's just, you have to. You'd be dumb not to. Now, I've seen bets where you can take the field against, it's I think Zilich and SVG against the field, like plus 170. I don't hate that, honestly. But I still think Shane Van Gisbergen, he's so good. He's been good here. He's won here. You just have to take it. So let's move on. Again, not going to spend too much time on it. Next guy I have is Christopher Bell at plus 1,200 on Caesars. Oh, by the way, I took SVG at plus 130 on Caesars. Moving on, Christopher Bell, plus 1,200, Caesars. I like Christopher Bell. I know he's been snake bitten by some bad luck in these past couple races. Last week, golly, I hate that for him. Got clipped by a car he was going to lap, and that was wrecking. Put him in the wall, ended his day. Big bummer. But you got to think eventually that luck is going to turn around. A lot of people might think that it would be at an oval track that you would see it turn around, but I think it could happen here. He's been really good here. He's been fast here. In fact, let me give you some stats. He is third best average finish at 6.8 here in the next gen. He's also in the top 5 in average speed ranking and driver rating. And I don't know if we're still doing this or not, but he is part of the poster promo that NASCAR put out. So if you're still on that whole conspiracy theory, a little bit of extra added bonus for you would pick Christopher Bell. But again, we've seen him win road courses before. JGR and Toyota's been really fast. So I think he's going to have a really good shot to be up front and get a win. Now, this will be really hard if he has to race from the back, if the qualifying is rained out and he has to start in the back. But he can do it. He can do it. Let's move on to William Byron at plus 1,800 on Caesars. Byron and the 24 crew is another team that has not won yet this year. They've been kind of struggling to find speed. At least not where we think they should be. But it seems like here lately, maybe finding a little bit more, which is good. Byron is a past winner here. His average finish is 15.3, which puts him 13th overall, and he's 8th in both driver ratings and speed rankings. So I know it's not the most eye-popping numbers, but the finishes that don't involve a wreck or having to start in the back, he's finished 1st and 4th. So he's been really, really good here. Again, they seem to be finding a little bit more speed. I have confidence that William Byron and the 24 crew can be up there battling. We will see if he finally gets a win this year. Still have that whole regular season champion curse thing going on. So if he doesn't, I'm just going to throw it up to the curse. But I think he's got a good shot here. And plus 1,800 for a former winner is really good. And speaking of former winners, I have Chris Buescher at plus 1,800 on DraftKings. Again, like I said, Chris Buescher is a former winner here. Went toe-to-toe with SVG to get that win. He's got the second best average finish here. He's got the third best average speed ranking and second best average driver rating. This is great value, like I said, for a guy who's won here before. And he's a road course ringer. He is so consistent in these road course races. In fact, since the start of last year, he's got an average speed ranking of 12th. So just seems to always be fast. He had that streak for a long time of being in the top 10 at all the road courses. So definitely think he will be up there in the mix as well. But that is who I have for my winners. Only 4. But that is because I am putting a little bit more on the guys who I have instead of spreading out my picks. There's a couple guys, obviously, that I left off there. Probably Tyler Reddick being the big one. I just don't know if I trust Tyler Reddick, which is crazy to say this year. He was like back half of the top 10 for most of the averages and his finishes. So it just wasn't his best road course. Now, if he came here and won, I wouldn't be shocked. But I can see him being like a 3rd or 4th just based off of how fast they've been and how good they've been. But I don't know if they're good enough for him to make up the gap that he seems to have here at this track. So, figured I would just talk a little bit about that because I'm sure there's probably some people who are thinking, how are you not picking him? So that's why. And then before I go into top 10s, I always want to take a little bit of time to shout out my guy Ryan at iFantasy Race. All of my stats that I use come from his Twitter and all the great information that he puts out. So, again, just want to shout him out. Go follow him if you don't. But let's move on to top 10s. Don't have a lot again, but I am very confident in these guys. I'm surprised that I got them at plus money. And I am going to take this time to shout out my article because I don't know if these guys are still going to be plus money by the time this video comes out. I think the books might come to their senses. So if you don't get them at plus money, I do apologize. If this video comes out and you're like, what is this guy talking about? It was at plus money at one time. This is why I put out the article early so you have a chance to get them before odds change because I put this video out on Thursday, and if it's a night like tonight where I was very busy, might not see it until Friday. So just letting you know, there is an article out there where I put these picks out a little bit earlier so you can hopefully get some better odds if things change. But let's jump into it. I've got Chase Briscoe at plus 110 on DraftKings. extremely shocked that I can get Chase Briscoe at plus money for a top 10. First of all, it's a JGR car. That is shocking to me that you can get a JGR car for a top 10 and it's at a road course. And Briscoe is good at road courses. He finished 6th and 5th in the last 2 races here. He is ranked 3rd and 4th in speed rankings in the last 2 races here. And he has driver rankings of 7th and 4th in the last 2 races here. Those numbers honestly almost made me take him outright. But being a Chase Briscoe fan, I have this weird thing that I feel like anytime I bet him, he will lose. And he'll never win if I do bet him. So I'm not betting him. I hope he wins. I would be okay if he won and I did not get another checkered flag. But top 10, I'm hammering Chase Briscoe top 10 at plus 110. At COTA, he had a really fast car, was probably going to either contend for a win or for sure be a top 10 contender, but then he had his problems and ended up finishing last. I don't see that happening again. At least I hope not. So, really like Chase Briscoe at plus 110. Hammered that. Another pick I have for a top 10 is Ryan Blaney at plus 110 as well on DraftKings. This is another one that has me very surprised. Ryan Blaney has proven that he is a road course guy. He's had the pole here at Watkins Glen, had it last year. He was extremely fast at COTA, was a contender at COTA this year. He has 7th overall in average speed here. He also has 2 top 10s here, the most recent being last year. Since the start of the 2025 season, Blaney has ranked 7th overall in average speed, proving that Blaney is a more than capable road course guy. Just signed that extension. Got to be feeling good. Ryan Blaney, top 10. Yes. Another one that I was shocked to see and hammered. And then one more that I'm shocked to see. Michael McDowell at plus 110 as well on DraftKings. Now, I will say I kind of get this one, why it might be plus money. McDowell, unlike his Spire teammates, has not really shot out the gate. Hasn't been talked about. You have Carson Hocevar, who's obviously doing all the stuff that he is doing, and he has his first win. Daniel Suarez has been doing really well, has really been performing better than what people thought. So kind of a sleeper, Michael McDowell, but we cannot forget how good Michael McDowell is at road courses. So to get him at plus money for a top 10 was surprising to me. Another one that I was very quick to take. In fact, all 3 of those top 10s were the first bets that I did, even before I did SVG. But let's talk a little bit about the stats. Now, his average finish is like 17th. So I know that might make you think, okay, well, that's why he's plus money. But let's talk about his other stats. His average speed and his average driver ratings. He is 5th best in average speed and at all road courses. So all the road courses, 5th best. And at Watkins Glen, he's 2nd. He also ranks 3rd best average driver rating here. So Michael McDowell is going to be a huge threat to have a top 10. And I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see him contending for a win. But I took the plus money at a top 10 because there can only be one winner. You can have 10 guys be in the top 10. So moving on to my last pick. I already actually brought him up, and that's Daniel Suarez at plus 175 on Caesars. I took Daniel Suarez in that number 7 car because, like I said earlier, he's been doing really well this year. He's showing a lot of speed, probably outperforming what a lot of people's expectations were. And I've been really impressed by him. And he's a road course guy as well. He has some really good stats here at Watkins Glen. He ranks 7th in average finishes, 12th in average speed, and 10th in average driver rankings. So he's another one who I was honestly, I would think he would be more of like a plus 110 for a top 10. So at plus 175, I thought those were really good odds. Again, just how well he's ran here, plus how well he's running this year. I think that the Spire cars have been fast. I would look for the Spire cars to be all contenders, honestly. I think Carson Hocevar has had a top 10 here before as well. It was like second or third. So he could be in that top 15, top 10 range maybe. But especially the Michael McDowell, Daniel Suarez Spire cars, I think that they will be fast and up front. So those are my top 10 picks. Like I said, my top 10, none of them are huge numbers, but I am really confident in these guys and guys who I'm surprised to get them at this price. So like the winners, I don't have as many, but what I would have spent on maybe adding another driver or two or another prop or something, I'm just putting a little bit extra on these. So those are my picks. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Am I crazy for not taking Tyler Reddick? Am I overthinking these top 10s? Is there a reason that they're plus money or something that I'm missing here? Let me know what you think. Are you taking any of these, riding with them? What are some of your picks that you have that I haven't said that you think are going to be good? I would love to hear those. I haven't said it in a while, but like and share and all of that good stuff. Would be really appreciated. I appreciate all the people who have liked and shared, subscribed, and all that already. Thank you so much. I've really enjoyed doing this. Enjoyed having the success that we've had and sharing it with you all. And hopefully you've followed and rode the picks with me and have had success as well. I will be back Sunday with the post-race takes episode. Flag stands will be on there. Then, then we'll be on to the next race. But Watkins Glen first. Let's go get another checkered flag. Get back in the winner's circle. Get a couple top 10s or more. Have a good night. I'm Maddie NASCAR, and this has been the Chase for Checker Show. See ya.